give us an update on the negotiations?
Since our last public meeting, the LEA and the Lyndhurst High Education met twice to discuss the terms of the expiring contract. Second meeting wrapping up very late in the evening, after 1 in the morning. Happy to announce that a tentative agreement was reached. The details of the agreement cannot be shared until after the contract is ratified. So as soon as that's done, we'll have more information to share.
Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're having some technical difficulties with our presentation, so we do have to report district and state assessment test scores. One of the things that myself and Mr. Joseph DeCourse are going to do probably before the December break is have a parent / community park, NJSLA presentation. State assessment names change, pretty much still the same test. Which will be similar to the presentation that I'm going to go over tonight. We don't have copies because we thought that this would be working, but it's unfortunately not. This will be on our website under the main district news as well as under my profile probably a half hour after the meeting ends. I'll make sure it gets on there. And again, all this information will be on the website. So I will try to highlight as much as I can verbally. And obviously we can answer any questions like we normally would, but again, we will have a parent / community / anybody else that wants to come staff presentation that will encompass this report as well as kind of a little bit about understanding the score reports from an individual parent point of view. So hopefully that helps. We're going to do that anyway, but I think we're going to kind of put a little bit more emphasis on it now just because of the situation we're having right now. Just to go over some highlights of what was going to be in the presentation. 2019 marks the first administration of the New Jersey Student Learning Assessments. Students took NJSLA English Language Arts in grades 3 to 11, and they took mathematics in grades 3 to 8, and of course assessments in Algebra 1, Geometry, and Algebra 2. Students also took the New Jersey Learning Assessments in Science in grades 5, 8, and 11. Unfortunately, those scores have not been finalized yet, so they are. I actually just went to a county meeting today, and they're looking to come out with those in the next 2 months, back in January or February, but that's probably around the time when they're going to come out. And we will have to report those as well. So those weren't going to be in the presentation tonight. Just some reminders, when the test was called PARC, a lot of the things haven't changed. There's still 5 levels that a student will be scored on. Level 1 did not meet expectations. Level 2 partially met expectations. Level 3 approached expectations. And levels 4 and 5 are where we want to get, either met expectations or exceeded expectations. So when you look at a passing score, a percentage, it combines level 4 and level 5. Sometimes that gets a little confusing when you look at the data, but we broke it down to encompass levels 4 and 5 separately, as well as levels 4 and 5 together. You really want to look at levels 4 and 5 together. Numbers of students tested is one of the slides that will be on the website later. Right now I'm looking at English. It's just really basically telling you how many students took the test, which is similar to our enrollment numbers, but not exactly the same. Some students don't take the actual assessment based on potentially their individualized educational plan, etc. So there's a handful of students that do not take the test. For language arts, in terms of our scores, differences from 2018 to now. So we're basically comparing ourselves against ourselves. Going right down the line in grade 3, we're kind of stayed the same. Grades 10 and 11 went up a lot. They went up in grade 10, 8.1%, and in grade 11, 8.2%. All the other numbers are anywhere between 0.1% to 2.4%, so that could be a kid or two in a lot of instances, but for grades 10 and 11 in English language arts, our scores went up significantly, 8% and 8.2%. I'm sorry, I went down in grade 11, 8.2%. I apologize. That's just my eyes right now. So that's kind of also kind of a wash between those two grades. Apologize for that. In terms of comparing ourselves against the state in English, going right down the line, so basically this slide will have a district overall score for every grade in 2017, 2018, and 2019. And then we have a state overall score the last 3 years. So just comparing ourselves in 2019 against the state, we have grade 3, so it's a total number. So what you're seeing is a total number, which is an average score. It's usually in the 700s. So in grade 3, we were 5 points lower. Grade 4, all the way through grade 11, all of our scores were higher. So grade 4 was 19 points higher, grade 5 was 11 points higher, grade 6, 9, grade 7, 11, grade 8, 12, grade 9 was 9 points higher, grade 10 was 4 points higher, and grade 11 was 8 points higher. So moving right along, I'm going to go right to, we have a slide of our building comparisons, which is something that you could look at when I put on the website. So I'm going to get right to some of our trends and some of the things we're going to be looking for. In 2019, grades 4 to 11 had a higher average scale score compared to the state. Every grade except third had a higher percent of students who had levels 4 and 5 scoring, which is college and career ready. In comparison to the state. More than half the grade levels increased the number of students who are college and career ready. English 9 had a 13% increase, and English 10 had a 5% increase in students who were college and career ready. I think Mr. DeCorso has alluded to the following, that this has happened: change in testing environment. All students took the test in a classroom instead of a gym. Our technology infrastructure was updated to accommodate Wi-Fi in separate classrooms, which definitely helped a lot. We had actually intimate grade level assemblies and SGOs for teachers, which is something they have to do. It's their student growth objectives. A lot of their SGOs were aligned to the specific tasks that the test was going over. So a focus on grade 3, we're going to integrate more informational text into the curriculum. That's something that the state and a lot of states, not just New Jersey, are pushing, is integrating informational text into the curriculum. Developing more reading strategies to comprehend the informational text. We're looking to revise our writing unit on narrative writing and provide more professional development in that area. We want our students to respond to more research-based tasks. And we want to make sure we really emphasize the importance of answering all the writing prompts. We actually had a few issues that a lot of other districts had, where some students left some parts blank or only partially wrote in those areas. So we're going to be really emphasizing that. To students, it sounds very simple, but it's something that we really need to do. We want to make sure that we make it blank. Vertical and horizontal alignment with our teachers, so grade level meetings as well as subject level meetings. And we want to continue assemblies and testing environment changes that we did in 1819. Getting into mathematics, we get right into the same information. It just has our enrollments numbers of number of students being tested. Going down the line, we actually have, again, comparison of New Jersey's spring 2018-2019 administration in math. And again, our numbers, we had a huge increase in Algebra 2 of 17.2%, so that's encouraging. And there's everything else is anywhere from 3% or less. A lot of positives and some minor negatives as well, 2.0, 3.0, 1.3, and then there's some positives there as well. In comparing our scores against the state, again, there's some lower and there's some higher. So again, this next slide, similar to the English slide, has us comparing ourselves 2017, 2018, and 2019. The district's overall scores and the state's overall scores. This is back to the total number. So again, grade 3 was 5 points lower. This is 2019 comparing to the state. Grade 4 was 5 points higher. Grade 4 was 5 points higher. Grade 5 was 1 point lower. Grade 6 was 5 points higher. Grade 7 was 3 points higher. Grade 8 was 5 points higher. Algebra 1, 4 points lower. Algebra 2, 17 points lower, and geometry was equal. We are obviously still focusing on mathematics because that's an area we want to increase our scores in. And again, we have a list of all our increases on the next few pages and some building level differences as well. Just getting right into some of our trends. 7 out of the 9 grade bands in our district increased the number of students who were levels 4 and 5. So 7 out of our 9 grades in math. 2 grade bands out of those 7 had double-digit gains, which was encouraging. 4 grade bands, so it would be like all 5th graders, all 6th graders, all 7th graders, all 8th graders, had a higher percent of students who were college and career ready than the state. Algebra 2 and geometry both had a 9% increase in students who were college and career ready. Again, a change in the testing environment helped, the technology infrastructure helped, grade level assemblies, as well as students practicing on their iPads and different platforms like that, which helped. So it wasn't just the first time we were doing it when they had a test. Math recommendations and questions to consider. For us, we want to ensure that our teachers are following the pacing guide and curriculum maps so that major content is mastered, and I think that's happening. Have students understand why, the why behind solving some of these problems, not just memorizing skills and formulas. Spiral curriculum so that content is continually reinforced. Again, vertical and horizontal alignment in our PD, subject areas as well as grades, and continue assemblies and addressing the testing environment in the future. Again, questions that we're going to look at as we kind of get to the end here. Questions that we're going to look at. What does the data identify as the strengths and gaps that exist in our curriculum and instruction? One of the things that Mr. Corso explored that I utilized in another district was a program called Linkit, which really provides a lot of information for us. It's a lot of data. Just like anything else in the world right now, it's based on data. And if you're watching the World Series right now, they're basing everything on trends and what's happening in other at-bats. It's very similar in testing environments, and it really breaks down a lot of the information for us so we can really see what each individual student needs. According to this data, what areas are in need of improvement or enhancement within our district's curricula, how will we address these, how will we address these in a long-term strategic plan. So we want to have short-term plans and long-term plans and be able to hopefully not have to change too much what we're doing, but sometimes we have to make changes. Sometimes something doesn't work and you have to go in a different direction. How will we provide additional resources and support for our educators, that would be our teachers, to meet the learning needs of all of our students? What are these resources and means of support? And some other things in this testing presentation that I think are really important for people to understand is some of the other assessments that some students have to take. It's not a large number, and a lot of times we can't break this down by grade because we're not really allowed to identify these students. But we have alternate assessments for students with the most significant intellectual disabilities in English, math, and science. So that's called dynamic learning maps. So that's actually an alternate assessment that students take with their teachers throughout the year. And we also have, that's it. Just want to make sure I can touch on everything. Okay, the last test that we are reporting on is our access for ELLS 2.0. This helps students and families understand students' current level of English language proficiency along the developmental continuum. So basically our English language learners, a lot of our students where English is not the first language at home and that they've grown up with, they will take this access test and hopefully eventually be out of our English as a second language program. Serves as one of multiple measures used to determine whether students are prepared to exit the program. This is actually used as one of the main measures. Generates information that assists in determining whether the English language learners have attained the language proficiency needed to participate in content area classrooms without program support. It provides teachers with information they can use to enhance instruction and learning in their programs. It provides our district with information that will help us evaluate the effectiveness of our program. And that's pretty much it in terms of our presentation. Again, this is a requirement for us to present this information to the public. There is not a requirement to do a PowerPoint, but we do one just so it's a little bit more user-friendly. You can go back to it at different times, and it will be on our website. And like I said, if I knew this wasn't going to work, we would make copies for the public, even if they weren't in color. So I guess at this point, Mr. McCorshall is actually here tonight as well, in case he needs to further detail a question that somebody has. But if anybody has any questions, are we okay with having people ask those questions right now if they have a question? Instead of, if anybody has any questions related to the assessments, we'll be happy to answer them. If you don't have a question tonight, you can always email us. Our emails will be on the presentation that's on our website. And you can email us, you can call us. We would be happy to answer it. Obviously, this is something that our staff members do every day, and it's very important, and we want our students to be successful. And whether we agree with all aspects of the state testing, we do it because we have to, and we prepare our students as best as we can. Thank you.
So thank you, and that was a lot of information, and again, it can be found, will it be on the main page of the website? Yeah, right after this meeting, it'll most likely be on the main page, and it's 27 slides, so it's a lot of information, and this is my next question. Are we doing a parent academy to be able to provide this information, not just, obviously we'd have to do it at this meeting, but we'll be able to do a parent academy for parents to be.
December as a tentative date, we'll probably send that.
So December as a tentative date, and that way these numbers could be, people then hopefully will be able to see the presentation and can see what Mr. Greco is speaking to, which would be much more helpful. But you can totally go on and see how we've done. And it's not necessarily self-explanatory, but it'll give you an overview to at least spark some questions. Thank you. And I think our state monitor is up next.
Thank you. I'll be brief. Some issues that the public may be interested in. One has to do with the audit of the two audits, actually. One is the regular audit that's conducted by the board's independent auditing firm. When that report should be finished soon, and when it is, the auditor will come down and make a public presentation explaining everything he found and opening questions from the public. One obstacle interfering with that delivery is that there's a financial component to the audit, and it has to do with liabilities connected with the pension plan. That number is not a number audited by us. That's a number that's provided by the state. And it's a massive job, and it affects every district in the state. The audit cannot be processed without that number. And we're at the mercy of when the state finally figures it out and says, we're trying to make an arrangement that the auditor can come and talk to the public and talk to the board concerning everything that he found within this district, which should answer everybody. I'm working on that. The other audit is that, as you're aware, the district was in deficit and received an advance of money from the state to make us whole. That's going to trigger an audit by the Comptroller's Office. Once a month I ask, because I know people have asked me, and it's on the waiting list, because it turns out there are other districts that have problems also, and those auditors are, we don't have the priority yet. I'm making a point that for once a month now, I'm going to make that part of my presentation as to the status of that audit, because I know people are concerned and they want to know. Lastly, the it's announced that the labor contract with the Lyndhurst Education Association, they've reached an agreement. It's under review by the entire membership. The important thing to me is it shows stability here in Lyndhurst if we can get it resolved. But even if we can't, there's other questions I'm sure we can work on it. When we're getting to the time for state aid to be formulated, and one of the components in it is the stability of the district. And having a labor contract is a plus, but also even if the final agreement is not reached, because there's some differences, the way it's going about, without demonstrations, without disruption of the school district, which is what's happening here, that's another plus. So we are going in the right direction. That is my report. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now have approval of the minutes. Can I hear a motion for approval of the minutes? Second?
Second.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Rizzuti. 4. Ms. Alcieri.
4.
Mr. Antonopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Bruno. 4. Mr. Mandola. 4. Mr. Donovan. 4. Ms. Keefe.
4. Okay, and now is the public hearing for the agenda items, and with Mr. Rob Williams, please come up.
Good evening. Is this on? Can you hear me? Good evening, all. Robert Williams, President of the LEA, as you all know. I just wanted to make a statement, kind of piggybacking off of Mr. Egan, thanking the board and certainly the negotiation team for working with us in a creative and professional manner. I think everything, despite some long hours and maybe some little bumps in the road, we feel pretty confident that we have a good agreement, and I'd like to, just publicly thank everybody, from Mr. Ferrandino, certainly President Keefe, Vice President Donovan, Mr. Andronopoulos, everybody on the team, Mr. McKeever certainly, and Mr. Egan as well, for all the work that we've all done, certainly. And I think moving forward, I have to agree, we're moving in the right direction. So just thank you all very much, and feel free to grab me anytime you want for whatever you need. Thank you.
Thank you, Rob. We appreciate it. Thank you. Mr. Andronopoulos, Finance.
Under Finance, any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of Finance Committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each to be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion that 1 through 13, that's 1 through 13, be adopted.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Rizzuti. 4. Ms. Alcieri. 4. Mr. Antonopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Bruno. 4. Mr. Mandola. 4. Mr. Donovan. 4. Ms. Keefe.
4.
Policies, rules, and regulations. Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of policies, rules, and regulations committee may indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion that we accept number 1 3, and 4.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Pizzuti. 4. Ms. Augmiron.
4.
Mr. Anjanopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Luna.
4.
Mr. Vindola. 4. Mr. Donovan.
4.
Ms. Keefe.
4.
Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of Community Relations and Safety Security Committee may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion that we accept numbers 1 and 2.
Second. Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Pizzuti. 4. Ms. Augmiron.
4.
Mr. Anjanopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Luna. 4. Mr. Vindola. 4. Mr. Donovan. 4. Ms. Keefe.
4.
Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of new business may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion to adopt numbers 1 and 2. Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Pizzuti. 4. Ms. Augmiron.
4.
Mr. Anjanopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Luna. 4. Mr. Vindola. 4. Mr. Donovan. 4. Ms. Keefe.
4. Mr. Bruno, personnel.
Personnel. Any board member who takes exception to any of the following listed actions under the category of personnel may so indicate now, and a separate motion for each of the accepted actions will be entertained. Hearing none, I make a motion that we accept 1, 2, and 3. Is there any more?
Oh, wait, we ended.
A
through B.
through B.
What is it?
A through B.
A through B.
We're keeping under those letters this time. So A through P. Is there a
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Anjanopoulos.
Roll call.
Mr. Abiscato. 4. Mr. Pizzuti. 4. Ms. Augmiron.
4.
Mr. Anjanopoulos. 4. Mr. Ferrandino. 4. Mr. Luna. 4. Mr. Vindola. 4. Mr. Donovan. 4. Ms. Keefe.
4. Okay, nobody signed up for non-agenda items. So that is it. I'm going to call the meeting. Thank you very much. Have a good night.
Thank you, sir.
And
Every time you move forward,